Hi everyone, good evening. So today we are going to study about okay. Uh, Today we'll be studying about IPO. Switch off my fan. Just let me know that whether you're able to hear me my voice clearly or you're able to hear the fan voice as well. No need to switch off the fan. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, that's great then. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Okay, so in today's class we'll be covering about IPO. Okay. Now, yesterday what we had covered, see, I generally will not be giving you any kind of recap, but few people have joined late and they were not able to get into the group. Okay. So just in simpler way, I want to recap what I had taught you yesterday. But from Monday onwards, I won't be doing any kind of recap because recap is going to take approximately, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So that will be a like time consuming thing for me. Simple thing, we had studied about two things, two types of companies, private companies and public company. Private company is nothing but whose shares we cannot really buy in the stock market. We won't be able to see that. In public company shares, we will be able to buy their shares easily in the market. 1 minute. Okay. Now shares basically means ownership. Apart from this, what we had studied regarding two types of two types of exchange which we have, NSE and BSE. NSE and BSE, what does they mean? National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. Now, what is this National Stock Exchange? They whatever the stocks we have, most of them will be listed on both the stock exchange. We need to trade in NSE. The reason is very simple, because there'll be more people trading in NSE. Whatever the price I want to buy and sell, we will be able to get it on that NSE very quickly. Okay, so because of that reason. Now, how does a private company becomes public company? Or basically, how does any company comes to stock market? We are going to talk about that. So there is only one bridge which will connect from this to this level, which is known as IPO. Okay. Initial public offering. Initial public offering. See, we won't be going in details of IPO, the workings of IPO, complete process. How does the company go through each and every process of IPO? That is not required to know. So we won't be going through all these in-depth details of IPO. What we need to know from about IPO from an investor perspective, from a trader perspective, we will cover that itself. Okay. Now, those who are joining late, please try to join the class on time. If you're not joining the class on time, I might not be able to let you in from Monday. So request you to join on time, because let's say if you're joining even 10 minutes late, you will not be able to understand the whole class. Maybe these are the basics, but after 1 week, you will not be able to understand if you're joining a bit late. Okay. Now, initial public offering, which is known as IPO. Okay, so what is this IPO thing and how does it work? So we'll talk about it, and whether we should invest in such, which IPO we should invest, checkpoints to do before investing in the IPO. See, many of you would have heard that investor lost lakhs of rupees in a few IPOs like Paytm, Car Trade. Then not able to recall one more IPO which was a complete flop. So these IPO made, like, Paytm valuation was somewhere around $60 billion, not sure about exact, but it was somewhere around that. Okay. Currently the valuation, the word when I'm telling you valuation, what is that, I'll talk about it. Okay. So currently the valuation of the company is somewhere around 20 to 20, 30 billion. So how does this happen? IPO, how does the IPO works? See, initial public offering. Initial means for the first time they are offering, they are inviting public to buy their shares. So what happens that, let's say if you have any kind of function, you invite your relatives, your neighbors and everyone to come to your place, have food and have a great moment, right? So that is something like public gathering which is happening. Similarly, stock market, whenever any private company invites public for the first time, see, that's the word, it is known as initial public offering. Okay, there are different kinds of offering, but initial public offering is basically inviting public for the first time. Okay, inviting public for the first time to buy their shares. So let's understand the complete process of IPO in simpler way. How does the IPO works? How does the company starts? Okay. Now we have understood very simple thing is that when the private company is inviting public for the first time to buy their shares. See, how does the company start? Let's understand that. Okay. So first stage, let's say I have an idea to start up any company. Let's say idea is to solve some problem. Let's say any kind of problem you have figured out, and maybe that has a great chance of becoming a huge startup in coming years. You can talk about the pollution and the garbage and all these things which are becoming a huge problem. So there are many startups coming up that people are making roads based on the waste plastic, any kind of idea which you are considering that. So how will you start your company? Okay. First step is that whatever the savings you had, or maybe you'll ask your friends, family, these are the source of first way of funding, because to start any kind of a startup you need to have some amount of money, because you cannot start a company without having any kind of investment, because even to go online you need to give money to someone who is going to design your website, right? So you need to have some amount of capital with you. Capital is nothing but the fund or the money. So first step is that. Second step, let's say your company is going great. Obviously you will need an investor to get the funding, because your savings will not be enough to run that company. You cannot run a company with all your own money. Nobody does that, because whenever any company is getting started, there'll be chances that it will be getting flop, because that's the reason out of 100 companies only 95 companies gets, like, not only 5 companies gets a huge success when it is compared to other companies. Okay. So another way of some angel investors are like individual investor. Okay. Individual investor who will be interested in your company. They'll be asking you what is the model of your company, how a proper design PPT, how many of you would have done some kind of presentation. Okay. Many of you would have done some kind of presentation in the school, colleges regarding any kind of assignments and all. Same kind of PPT you have to make for your company, how your company works, how are you going to get the profit. Most of you, if you have watched, how many of you have watched this Shark Tank India? Shark Tank India or some other countries as well, wherever it is. You can reply yes if you have watched. Okay. Those who have not watched at least one episode, you can just go and watch it. Okay. That's great. Okay. I'm sorry, there is a power cut, so because of that, okay. So the internet is gone over here. Anyway, just let me know that whether you're able to hear me properly or not, because I'm using phone hotspot. All right, take it. Great. It's been raining in Bangalore, so because of that, there is a power cut. Okay. Now, I was at first step, friends, family, or let's say relative, anyone. Then we have angel investor. So angel investors are basically your individual investor who will be interested in the company model, the way, and if they find out, let's say, what is the Shark Tank India, they're one kind of angel investor who were investing in that company. So basically, angel investors will not be investing huge amount of money. They might invest up to 10 CR max to max. Okay. So according to their capability, they invest. The last one is your venture capital. There are tiger groups and many other venture capitals are there. Okay. So they are the one who invest a huge amount of capital, and they basically come once the startup is done, they are running into profit, let's say, or they are running like they are stable now. At that point of time, what the hell is happening here? At that point of time, they will be interested in investing in your company. So these are the three process of raising money. I'll take an example right now of a boat company, the earphone, which everyone knows about it. So obviously the two friends, I don't remember the other one, Aman Gupta, and other one, because he's famous now, so everyone knows his name. Other person, I don't remember his name. So even he started with friends, got money from angel investors, venture capitals, and from a lot of people. Now they need some more amount of money, so they are going public. Now they are issuing IPO, initial public offering. Now one thing, have you noticed that in the Shark Tank India, there, if someone is offering you money, there are two ways of giving money. There are two ways of giving money. First way is in return of equity. Equity basically means percentage of ownership. Okay, let's say if you are the complete owner, then I'll be the one, if I'm investing, I'll be taking 10%. Okay. So IPO, if you have noticed, these companies will be giving like 10%, 20%, like that. So whenever the IPO comes, okay, whenever the IPO comes, first step is to evaluate the valuation of the company. Valuation of the company means, valuation is nothing but the real value of the company. And there are different ways of calculating the valuation of the company. It depends. If your yearly sales is, let's say, 1 CR, okay, revenue is somewhere like that, so you can calculate according to that. Okay, there is nothing like the fixed parameter to calculate. There are many ways based on the assets which you have, debts you have, and related to considering each and everything, the company will be evaluating, okay, their actual valuation, okay, their actual valuation of the company. In this process, investment bankers and merchant bankers as well, okay, they will be the one who will be helping these companies to go through it. Now, if the valuation is done, let's say, considering what is the valuation means. Let's say if you have a car, you know, if you want to sell, what will be the value you will be getting it. So that is the value of the car, right? So that is the valuation. Now, second step, after the valuation, they will figure out what is the amount of money they require to raise from the public. Okay, it depends. So it is in the news that boat is raising approximately 2000 crores, okay, of from the public. So I don't know the exact valuation of the company right now, because it is not yet out, or the exact valuation I'm talking. Approximate valuation I don't remember actually. So let's say Bharat Pay is somewhere around 3.4 billion. Okay. Maybe boat is around 14,000 crores or 18,000 crores, somewhere around this they have been valued. So they have figured out the valuation of the company. For an example, I'm going to take, let's say I have a company ABC whose valuation is 1 CR. Okay, whose valuation is 1 crore over here. Now, if I want to raise money, let's say if I want to raise 10 lakh rupees from public, 10 lakh rupees from public. Let's say if I want to raise this amount of money. So what is the percentage I'm raising out of my total capital? What is the percentage I'm raising out of total valuation of the company? 10%. That means to raise 10%, to raise 10 lakh rupees, I'm giving away the company's 10% is equity to whom? To the public. Someone was asking what is the reason behind the question was, what may be the reasons behind a private company opening to public investment? To raise money, to raise huge amount of money, because nobody will be interested to give 2000 crores rupees. None of the venture capital or anyone will be. It can be done only with the help of general public. Okay. So let's say I need to raise 10 lakh rupees and my company valuation is 1 CR. Let's delete this. Okay. ABC company valuation 1 CR, requirement 10 lakh, which is 10%. Okay. Right now, if we see 10% is I'm giving in the form of equity to the public. Okay. Now, at this point of time, I have to decide, the company and the bankers, the investment bankers have to decide what is the price of per share, because if the valuation is 1 CR, okay, and you might have heard that I'm holding 50% of the company. That means I'm holding 50 lakhs rupees worth, okay, worth of shares. So I need to decide, the company needs to decide total number of shares they want to issue and at what price they want to issue. Okay. So it's up to the public, it's up to the company that they can go for 1 lakh shares. Total number of shares is 1 lakh, and the value of each share is 100, or they can go for 10 lakh shares, and the value of each share can be 10, or they can go for 10,000 shares, and the value of each share will be 1,000 rupees. Okay. So it's up to the companies on what basis they are deciding, or they want to decide the total number of shares they want to give it to the public and the value of each shares. Okay. So this is how a IPO is decided based on the requirement. Basically, if I talk about the recent company, the board, which is then coming up, that 2,000 rupees, they need this amount to pay off the debts which they have. Okay, to pay off the debts which they have. Okay. So they are raising because of this reason. So their process is still going on. Okay. So once everything is decided, the IPO amount, the value of shares, the amount of the quantity of shares they want to give it to the public, and everything, they are required to give it to the public as well. Now, let's say they have figured out each and everything. Okay. How have you understood till here? Like IPO valuation, how they are going to do it, the pricing and everything. All right. I missed due to connection issue. Then you need to connect once again or watch the recordings. So does the number of shares is decided on an arbitrary basis, means like company can issue any number of it is up to the investment bankers and basically the company which is helping the private company banking, which is helping the company to go into it. So based on different factors, there is not just one factor which we can consider. So I cannot really comment that okay, only on this basis they are doing it. Okay. Because Paytm has come up with a valuation of 2,000 rupees almost per shares, whereas Zomato had come up with a valuation of 80 rupees per shares. Okay. So we have no idea. So it is better to keep, I don't know what was the reason behind. Nobody knows the reason behind the keeping price, and that is one of the biggest reason for the failure of the Paytm company as an IPO. Even Zomato is a loss making company, and Paytm is also a loss making company. But why Paytm shares has fallen so much? Because they were kept at 2000 rupees, which maybe investors were not able to digest it. Okay. So pricing of the IPO is very, very important. Okay. Now let's come. Now that we have understood, so once everything is done, okay, once everything is done, what happens? They need to file the details with Sebi. What is this Sebi? In simpler terms, I'll tell you. The full form is Securities Exchange Board of India. Securities Exchange Board of India. Okay. So they are like principal of the school who will control each and everything. So Sebi controls the stock market regulatories, and whatever happens in the stock market, that is controlled by the Sebi. If there is any kind of fraud, scam, anything it is happening, that will be looked after by Sebi itself. If any private company has to go to public company, raise IPO or any kind of, they have to do everything to, and they have to file it with the Sebi, they have to report it to the Sebi, and then only they can do this thing. Okay. So after doing all these things, and let's say it has been accepted, let's say if I want to raise 10 lakh rupees towards the public, okay, so I need to give public some details. Let's say if I want to raise money, I won't be able to raise, nobody will be interested in investing in my company if I'm not giving the details of my company, right? So I need to give the details of the company, like let's say their profit and loss statement, balance sheet, everything. Okay, how the company has been performing over the years. So we call this as a prospectus. Okay, so the prospectus will be easily available from the company side itself, that why they are raising this amount of money, how they are going to use it, what is their plan in coming years, what was their revenue in last 3 years, 4 years, or maybe 5 years, how they what is their sales, all the details about the company will be given in the prospectus. Then only the investor will decide or evaluate, okay, this company we can invest, okay, or not. If it is a loss making company, this is a very interesting story. You'll understand the mindset key, how does the public thinks about the market. See, I'll give you, yesterday I'd given you example, and today also I'll relate with the same kind of example. Okay. So after doing everything, let's say completing everything, they are coming to the stock market. They have gone with the IPO with 10 lakh. It takes approximately, I guess, 1 week time. I guess people will be, general public will have 2 to 3 days to apply for the IPO. Okay. And once they'll apply, it will take some time for the company to give them a lot the IPO and everything. Okay. Now over here, the major important things about IPO. If I require 10 lakh rupees, okay, if I require 10 lakh rupees and my company is really great, so we use this subscription form, right? Subscription thing. So my company is really great and it has been doing very good over the years. So people will be more interested. So there'll be a lot of people who want to invest in my company, but I have a limited shares to give. But I'll be having a limited shares to give. That means I need only 10 lakh rupees. Maybe you have 20 CR to offer me, but I need just 10 lakh rupees. So if you are in IPO, if you're receiving more than 10 lakh rupees, that is known as IPO is oversubscribed. IPO is oversubscribed. And if you are getting less than 10 lakh rupees, then the IPO is under subscribed. IPO is under subscribed. See, if you require, let's say you need 1000 rupees from your parents, okay, for something, maybe for the book purpose, you might have asked your parents when you're in college. Let's say you are still in college, so you might be asking 1000 rupees for the book, okay, but you actually need this 1000 rupees to go for a movie or to go with someone else, and you know that better. So parents told ki nahi, I will be giving you only 500 rupees, 600 rupees, so bargaining will be there. Okay. or maybe 800. So maybe your plan will not work out. Okay, so you might have to cancel the plan. Okay, and if you're canceling the plan, that means you have to return the money which you have asked from your parents. And let's say your parents were like, okay, you need 1,000 rupees for study purpose, right? For I'll give you 2,000 rupees, but you'll be like, no, I just need 1,000 rupees. You take your 1,000 back. I just need 1,000 rupees. So when parents are giving you more than what you require, that is your oversubscribed. And when parents are giving you lesser than what you require, that is under subscribed. Okay. Now, whenever the stock or particular company is undersubscribed, that means if I require 10 lakh rupees and if I'm getting lesser than that, let's say 90% is the fixed amount which I should be having it, and if I'm getting lesser than that, let's say I'm getting only 8 lakh rupees from the public, I won't be able to go to stock market. That means a private company cannot become a public company, or private company cannot go to stock market if their IPO is not completely subscribed, or at least 90%. If it is not subscribed, it won't be going to the stock market. Now, in this situation, what happens? I'll give you an example. So you remember I was speaking that investment bankers are the one who will be helping the companies to get listed in the stock exchange. Now, there is a story of Infosys. When they were going for the IPO, even they were not able to raise the full amount of money. So there, the investment bankers actually had purchased the remaining shares. Let's say if they got, let's say 8 lakh rupees they got, and they required at least 2 lakh rupees considering. So they bought the shares worth of 2 lakh rupees. And from there they went to the IPO. So if public is not giving you the full amount of money, then the investment bankers have to give, or basically have to buy the shares of your company. And let's say even if they are saying no, they won't be able to buy and all, then you need to pull off your IPO. Means you will not be able to get listed on the stock exchange. As I told, if you require 1,000 rupees from your parents, and if they are giving you just 500 rupees, okay, so what is the option you have? Either you ask your friends, or if they are also not giving you, you need to cancel the plan and you need to return the money as well. You cannot take just 8 lakh rupees and go to the stock market. No, that is not possible. That is a compulsory rule, that if you are getting the full amount of money, or at least 90%, then only you can go ahead, or else you cannot. If you're not getting complete amount of money, then investment bankers generally help you in doing so, in buying your shares. If they're also backing it out, they generally do not back out. But let's say if they are doing so, then you need to cancel your IPO. This is all about IPO, or brief details of IPO. Okay. Now talking about how do we get the IPO allotment? See, if I am applying for the IPO, let's say 10 lakh rupees a company required, but in offer he got 1 CR. Okay. He got 1 CR. So how does this work? How will company give this IPO? To whom he will be allotment of IPO? How will they allot the IPO to the people? How will they allot the shares to the people? So it is completely done by the random process. Okay. It is like lottery thing. Okay. It is like lottery. So getting the IPO is completely lottery. There is no way, there is no fixed way that if you are applying for IPO, you will be getting the IPO. There is only one way to increase the chances of getting the IPO. Let's say you are figuring out that LIC IPO is also coming. So you have figured out that LIC IPO can be a multi-bagger as well. Now you'll be like, I want to invest, and you want to increase the chances of getting this IPO. The only one way is to invest, or basically apply for IPO from different accounts of different person, not of your person. Let's say you are applying. If I need to increase my chance, I'll apply from my account, I'll apply from my siblings account, from my parents account, from my friend's account, to increase the chances of getting the IPO. So that is the only way. Just you have to increase the chances of getting the IPO. You cannot apply from your account, and let's say if I have 10 Demat account, and I cannot apply from the 10 Demat accounts, that I'm not increasing the chance over here, because IPO is allotted based on your PAN number. Okay, based on the PAN number, they will be allotted. So all the 10 demat accounts which I have is linked to only one PAN card, right, which I have, right? So you need to apply from different persons demat account. Okay. Now simple check I'll tell you, to if you want to invest in IPO, first thing is you need to check on day one. These are very simple check apart from the profitability of the company. If the company is profitable, then definitely you should go for the investment purpose. You should apply for it. So profitability of the company matters a lot. Or second thing is that if the company was earlier, it was a loss making company, and slowly and gradually they have decreased the losses. Okay, so that is also a good company to invest. The most important check I will tell you is that, let's say if they required 10 lakh rupees, okay, and on day one they have got more than 10 lakh rupees, or let's say they have got 20 lakh rupees, okay, so you can invest in that companies. How? I'll tell you. That means they required only 10 lakh rupees on the day one. That means how the KGF movie is working now. On Thursday, yesterday, it was an opening, like seats were completely full. People not able to get the seats as well. Okay. So it means that people are very much interested to watch this movie. This movie might be a great movie. Okay. Obviously, it is a great movie. So what do you need to do? How does people watch? Sometimes how do most of the people watch movies? They will go with the reviews and then they will go and watch it. They do not want to invest, waste the money. Same goes with the IPO. I have made it very simple that on the day one, if people are interested, that means if the people are interested, they will be investing in that. So if they require 10 lakh rupees, if the company requires 10 lakh rupees, and if they are getting around more than 10 lakh, let's say 20 lakh, 30 lakh rupees, on the second day of IPO, means on the second day of applying of the IPO, I will be applying for IPO. Okay. Simple check. If the company is profitable, you can invest on the first day. Okay. If you want to go on a safer end, wait for day one to get over. You'll get the details on the Google itself whether the company is oversubscribed or not. That means if they have got more than 10 lakh rupees or not. So that is the way you can do this. So this is all about IPO. And let's say if they have got more than 10 lakh rupees, they'll be allotting the shares to the public, and then after a week they'll be coming to the stock market, and then there you can buy the shares freely and openly. Okay. So when it comes to IPO, the company will fix the price based on their own models. They'll be fixing, let's say, 200 rupees. Why do people die to invest in IPO? Because you don't have to do anything. If you're lucky enough, let's say you have got the price of one share of IPO is 200, and if there is more demand to this, when it comes to stock market after a week, it may come at a price of 300 rupees. And if there are more people are interested, it will keep on going up. So what happened with the Paytm? It came up with around 2000 rupees IPO price. Now it is at 500 rupees. Okay. There are many Adani Wilmar which came around 260 rupees. Right now it is around 600 maybe. I don't remember the exact price. Right. So it is an easy money, I can say, if the IPO is good. So that's the reason people try to run behind. But once it comes to the stock market, till the time it is a private company, see, if I am living a private life, if I'm having an Instagram account, which is a private account, okay, so if someone is commenting, he might be my friend or whom I know, then only he'll be allowed to do so. Okay. He cannot, like, if someone, nobody can criticize me. If I'm having a private account, I can do whatever I want to do with that. I can post whatever the things I want to do. But as soon as I'm having a public account, my life will be more of controlled by the public. If you notice that, if I'm post, like, how does the celebrity works? If they post something, it becomes a sensation. It goes trending, right? So same over here. If it is a private company, the general public do not care at all what is happening with that company. I do not care. Does it matter for me whether Swiggy is a loss making company or profit making company? I don't care. Why? I'm not involved in that. But as soon as it will become public company, if it makes losses, what will happen? What is happening with Paytm right now? Till the time Paytm was a private company, nobody bothered about it. There are only few investors who were there in the company. They are only bothered, not just general public. Now, are you bothered about the company? Are you bothered about Paytm profit, like, Paytm company? Are you bothered those who have invested? Are you bothered about the company's profitability? Why? Why are you bothered about it? because your share prices came down. Basically, you have invested money. That's the reason you're bothered. Same, it's like how does the stock market works? Like for a public company, see, stock market be like a public public is like, I do not care if you are a private company, do whatever you want to do. I don't care at all. But if you are a public company, and if you are not making profit, and if you're not doing well, your share price will go down. Means I don't care about it. I'll sell my shares. I don't want to invest in my your company. If your company is not giving me profit, why should I invest? Right. So when it is a public company, the public controls the share prices of that particular company. If you're not doing well, the public will start selling their shares and the prices will automatically come down. So it's a very good thing. If you're a loss-making company, stay private only. If you are doing pretty well, then come to the stock market. Okay. So that's all from today's class. Let me know if you have any doubts. Face value means exact value of that particular shares. Is there a limit to the percentage of shares a private company can? There is nothing such, but yeah, definitely majority of them goes with 10% max to max. Can on day one the price hit the upper circuit? It can do that. Can a newly converted public company raise an IPO immediately, or is there a period over which company is to operate as a public company cannot raise IPO. They can only raise FPO, which is fresh public offering. Okay. IPO is initial public offering. Private company becomes public when they need investment. Can they again convert? No. Maximum chances are that they will not be able to get back to the private company, because if I'm holding a shares of the company and if I'm not ready to sell off, then it is not possible at all. So there are very less chances. You can say no chance at all. Instead of saying so many doubts, you need to ask me the doubts, Kiran. So you said there are two ways of giving money. Oh, first is equity. What is second? There is a loan way. Okay. So second is like, if you have seen the Shark Tank India, they tell ki, okay, I'll be giving you a loan on 12% interest. So that is the loan way. Valuation are done in different ways. So there is no one way of doing particular valuation. It depends on the company, Avinash. What is IPO full form? Initial public offering. I'm not able to chat. I can say you are saying over here. Even Paytm and Zomato was oversubscribed. Paytm was not oversubscribed on the day one. Zomato was. I told that I won't be doing any kind of recap. Maybe see, when people are asking me questions, that is nothing but the recap only. I'm doing it. Valuation is nothing but the exact value of the company. Let the LIC company give the details. It's good and it is not. It's a good thing to invest, but the only thing is the size of the IPO is concerned. It depends. If the price you are buying at 200 rupees and if it is coming in stock market at 250 rupees, you will be getting per share 50 rupees profit. How can we buy IPO? So I'll share a video where I've shown you how you can buy the IPO. Okay, so you can watch that. Why Twitter declined Elon Musk offer? I'll call them and I'll ask and I'll then answer you. How will I know that they have declined? There might be different reasons for the company. See, if you have built up a company and if someone comes in, or let's say if you have a house, someone will come and ask you, give you the money to buy your house, not necessary that you will be buying, you'll be accepting the offer, right? So there can be n number of reasons for the same. The code will be given from from Monday. We won't be having class on Saturday and Sunday. They can do it, Bharat, from FPO. What Ruchi Soya was trying to do. No, I've only subscribed only once in IPO, and I had not got it, so I've never done it. After that, I've never done it. Nika is a profitable company as far as I remember, and it has been doing pretty well in the market, and they were good. Uh, and they came up with a share price of approximately 800 or maybe 1000 rupees. That's what there are different reasons for the IPO to get failed. The company always provides the correct P&L only, okay, and if they are doing some kind of mismatch, we will get to know. And let's say, like, obviously we'll get to know later only if there is some kind of a scam happening, but they file it with Sebi, and Sebi always do their audit and everything. The course will be covered on intraday and short-term trading. Aditya Agarwal, how to check if company is undersubscribed? You can just Google about that company and you'll get the details. FPO is nothing but the fresh public offering. Nobody knows exactly how the IPO price is set on the listing. Based on completely demand and supply, it is done. What is the difference between IPO price and listed price? So IPO price, I told, the company fixes, and the listed price is decided by the public's demand and supply. Bank account likhit. I cannot show you the demo because right now we do not have any IPO coming out. So I have already made a video which I'll share it and you can watch that. Based on a lot of factors, the issue price is decided, the valuation and everything. What is this on board you want to tell us? IPO from 200. So let's say IPO is basically listed at, like, no, company is giving the IPO at 200 rupees. Okay. For one share, they are asking you 200 rupees and you have purchased it and you have got also. When they comes to the stock market, okay, when they comes to the stock market, based on the demand and supply, more people are interested to buy that. So obviously if the demand is more, okay, what demand and supply I'll be covering on Monday's class. If the demand is more, the prices of the stock will go upside. So because of that, when it comes to stock market, they increases. Where can we buy IPO? I'll share a video. I guess I've answered most of the question. Is there a wallet option in Zerodha regarding forward? Yeah, there is some wallet option. Wallet option for what? I don't get you. You need to check that. Which kind of wallet option you are asking? I read bot is offering around 36% in IPO. Their valuation is around 1.5 billion. Not really sure. These are all the news. We don't really know exact valuation of the bot. What is the offering they are giving it? We'll get to know only on the day of they are only when they are giving us the details. We can only just predict that these are these things. See, one more thing is that let's say the company, nobody had asked this question. If company needs 10 lakh rupees and they got, let's say, 50 lakh rupees, so what will happen with that 40 lakh rupees? So the company will take only 10 lakh rupees and they'll be returning the rest of the 40 lakh rupees to the public itself. Okay. So that's all from today's class. We'll meet on Monday. It will take some time for me to share the recordings because there is a power cut, so I won't be able to upload. Okay. So chalo, baki rest of the questions I'll be able to answer on WhatsApp itself. I won't be able to answer over here. Okay. So bye guys. Good night. Take care. Please do ask your questions on WhatsApp now. I won't be able to answer over here. Take care. Rest of the questions can be answered on WhatsApp. Okay. From the number which I have sent you the Zoom link. Okay. See you. Chalo. Happy weekend, guys. Bye.